If you're ever looking to improve performance, the first thing a great coach or advisor will start with is a baseline. Okay, we run all of our coaching groups and all of our interactions with dentists and dental practice owners first with a bunch of different baselines. So I just show you guys just some of the very, very basic baselines. If you think about, wanting to lose weight, the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna step on a scale to see where you are now. Maybe you'll get some blood work. Maybe you'll do a caliper test and figure out what your percent body fat is. It's the easiest way to gauge your progress is to first get a baseline. So we have a leadership assessment, so we get a leadership baseline. We have a cultural assessment, so we get a cultural baseline. We have a systemization assessment, so we get a systemization baseline. We have, obviously, P&L and financial report baseline. Where's your profitability standing? So baseline's first. So I'm not gonna go through all the specifics of all of our baselines, but just as kind of just for context, that I think is a great place to start. So if you're looking at the overall business baselines, what if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'll give you guys the opportunity to have a copy of my slides if you're interested later, so you don't have to write down stuff like mad. But if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what would your clinical skill set be? Okay, this is usually typically pretty high for most people. How about your clinical suite, your clinical offerings? That's what we do over at CSI. We increase people's acumen when it comes to their ability to place implants, to restore hybrid all-on-X procedures, to do lateral sinus lifts, we have a veneer course now. How would you rate your overall clinical suite, your clinical offerings? How about your overall business acumen? So we're transitioning now into business. How would you rate your overall clinical business, or your overall business acumen, sorry. And how about your operational systemization and your efficiencies? How systemized is your practice? How chaotic is it from moment to moment? Are there bottlenecks within your organization? Is that bottleneck you? A lot of times in my past career, the bottleneck has been me, more times than I can count. Are you the bottleneck, or are there bottlenecks that exist in your organization? How about your practice culture? How does that feel? Now, you're gonna hear me talk a little bit about these things that we want you to try to assess that feel very fluffy and right brain and subjective. How in the world am I gonna say that my culture is a 6? That you're just pulling feelings out of the air and saying, we haven't had a blow up in the last 3 months. And hygiene right now seems to be getting along decently with the back office. That's a 7. That's very subjective. It's very difficult to be able to ascertain that. So we try to do our very best through our assessments to take the subjective stuff as well and turn that into a more objective measure that you can measure and track.